No. What? Did I say next to me I have a book? Next I have a book that is... Hello, my name is Becca, welcome back to my channel, and today I have my November book haul. So this is only going to be a tiny one for me. I have 5 books in total, so you may ask why I bothered to do a book haul, and essentially the only reason is because if I leave it until December, I'll have too many books to haul. So in my last haul I said I wouldn't be buying any more books, which I almost didn't. Yesterday I went out and I bought 2 books. But to clarify, they were from charity shops, so it's not like I went and bought them brand new. I just happened to find them, and they're not books that were on my Christmas list, so I don't think people would have bought them for me anyway. So without further ado, let's just get straight into the haul. The first 2 books that I have were actually sent to me by Jade from JD Ray Reads, and she did an unhaul and unhauled a ton of books, and I messaged her and asked if I could have a couple. So these are the ones that she sent to me. The first one is A Storm of Swords by George R.R. Martin in the landscape covers, which I've been collecting. I have the first 2 and the last one, and now I have the third as well. So thank you so much, Jade, for sending this to me. The third book, I imagine, follows season 3 of Game of Thrones. I haven't actually read any of the books yet, but I really do want to soon, so I'm excited to have this one. I'm sure I don't really need to explain to you what Game of Thrones is about, because it's literally everywhere for 50% of the internet is just Game of Thrones. So I'm sure you all know what it's about, and I won't go into it. The second book that she sent me was More Than This by Patrick Ness. I'm not entirely sure what this is about. I just know that a boy dies, and I'm not sure if he wakes up afterwards, and I'm not sure if he's sort of reliving any part of his life or whether it's an afterlife. It does have a really cool, it's the hardback with a really cool cutout in it, and it says More Than This down there, so that was really cool. So thank you again, Jade, for sending this to me. Like I said, I'm not sure what it's about, but I do want to read some Patrick Ness books. I have the first 2 Chaos Walking books that I haven't read yet, and I'm excited to add this to my TBR. Next, I have a book that was sent to me for review by Sarah from the Book Bug Company, and that is My Second Life by Faye Bird. It's about a girl who is born, and sort of as soon as she starts to develop consciousness, she realises that she's lived before. And it turns out that she has been reincarnated, and she was previously a girl called Emma. In her past life, something happened to somebody that she knew, and she thinks that she may have somehow been responsible. So she gets into contact with the family from which she was originally born and sort of tries to figure out what happened and if she was responsible for whatever happened to this other girl. I'm actually really excited to read this. I'll probably read it pretty soon. It's quite a short book. I think it's going to be a page turner, and I like sort of the mystery thriller aspect of it, because I have noticed that I tend to really like young adult thrillers because I'm not really much of a thriller reader. They're sort of the right pace for me, that they really compel me to read, but because I don't have a lot of experience with the genre, I don't really expect what's happening, and they're not too hardcore and way out there. So I'm really excited to get to this one, and thank you so much to Sarah for sending this to me. The next 2 books are the ones that I picked up yesterday in York, and the first one that I was kind of excited to find because I've heard a lot about it on BookTube is Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel. I'm not entirely sure what this is about, because when I've been hearing people talk about it on BookTube, I wasn't overly interested in it, but I came across it, so I thought I'd pick it up. From what I can gather from the blurb, it has something to do with Shakespearean actors, and there's a pandemic or an epidemic that I think makes the world a little dystopian and post-apocalyptic and wipes out a lot of the population, and I'm not sure how the Shakespearean actors fit into this, but I'm really excited to give it a read because I'm not really sure what I'm expecting from it. I don't think I have much of a clue, and the premise sounds interesting. And the last book that I picked up, I was so excited to find in a charity shop, like you literally have no idea how excited I was, and that is Steelheart by Brandon Sanderson. This is the first book in the Reckoners trilogy, I think, and I think that this might be his young adult series. The actual plot of this book I'm not too sure about because I haven't heard people talk about it as much as they talk about Mistborn and the other series with the red covers. It takes place in a world where a handful of the citizens have been given sort of superhero powers, and they call them epics, I think, and there's a band of sort of like rebels that like keep the peace. That could be completely wrong, I'm really not sure. With Brandon Sanderson books, I imagine that the plot is like so intricate that the actual plot on the back of the book is not really too relevant to the story. But I'm so excited to own this. I'm so excited to read a Brandon Sanderson book. I haven't done it yet, but I really want to. I'm hoping to pick up at least one of his books in 2018. because I just expect to absolutely love his work. Also, this is nothing to do with sort of hauling, but if you happen to live anywhere near York, then I would advise you to really check out the charity shops there for books. When I went in to the British Heart Foundation yesterday, they had all of Mistborn, they had Throne of Glass, they had a Victoria Schwab book. Unfortunately, I owned all of them apart from Steelheart, but if you don't, then I would really advise you to check them out because it's like £2 a book, so you can't really lose, and they tend to have some really good new releases in there that people must have bought from Waterstones Red and then donated straight away. So yeah, I would advise you to check those out. That's everything from me today. If you have read any of these books and want to talk about them, then please drop a comment down below. Also, if you go into the down bar, you will find a link to my Goodreads, my Instagram and my Twitter. And please don't forget to subscribe and like this video if you did like it. That's everything from me. Bye!